This is the most expensive train you can get in all of Taiwan, and here is how me and my friends got on it. One day, Xiaofei, and who is, if you don't already know, another YouTuber who makes fantastic content about Taiwanese outdoors and all the crazy stuff you can do, like going down rivers and jumping off stuff and just having a pretty good time, stuff that I don't have the balls to do. He called me and Alan all the way from Kaohsiung and said, "Hey, you guys want to go to a party?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure, we like parties. Where is it?" And Xiaofei was like, "It's on a train." And we were like, "What?" Yeah, I don't actually have a transition for this, so here's me and Alan and some trains. What are we doing?
We're going on a train party. Train party?
So here's the thing. Alan and I had found the correct train and got on, but we got on the incorrect car because the train was leaving soon. So we thought we would make our way through the train to get to the caboose, the back of the train, in hopes of finding the party. But what we didn't realize was that this party is so private that the back train is actually kept separate from the rest of the train.
Access denied.
So the only way you can get on this part of the train is from the platform, which means we had to get off this train that was about to leave and book it to the back and hope to God we made it. And when we did, oh boy, let me tell you, we found one of the greatest parties, if not one of the only parties, on a train anyone's ever seen.
Dude, I was just filming that. I'm like, you know what? They're not here, they're lost.
So this private train is 2 or 3 cars, I think. You get your own bathroom back there. You also get your own fridge. So we don't have enough people to party in here. Everyone's on this train. And then yeah, you just open this like fridge, grab a beer. That's awesome. Private car. So how much, this is Xiaofei, by the way, you guys know Xiaofei. How much was this? They just attached trains to this train.
Yeah, trains can connect to each other. You see,
by definition, a train is a train of cars.
The one train car, and it goes up like the other train car, and boom, it just connects just like that.
And then there's like a lock that goes around here.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they call that docking.
Yeah, they call that docking. Exactly. Yeah, he knows that stuff.
And how much was this train?
Wait, it's not about the money. You can't normally get it. It's just about who you know. And I know Chance.
I think it's $33,000. Prozzy just likes just fucking sell it on too. $33,000 from Kaohsiung to Taipei.
And you get your own fucking
and you get 30
train.
people.
There's 30 people, yeah.
Oh, well, we don't really.
But you have to have 30 friends, so it's gonna be.
I'll do it for when I get 300,000 subscribers.
Boom.
Alright, really quick, I don't want everyone to think this is like normal everyday life here in Taiwan. In fact, I bet you most Taiwanese people watching this video didn't even know this train service exists. Because I feel like a lot of people from around the world, when they watch videos in Taiwan, think it's like this new, crazy, exciting place with like cyberpunk, and they're like jamming cybernetics into your arms, and there's flying scooters, and there's bars on the 13th floor of every street. And it's just not really like that. Yeah, Taiwan's a great place to live. But for the most part, everyone's just doing their own thing. Everyone has to study really hard and go to work and raise their kids and take care of their parents and die at the age of 35 of old age. It's pretty normal here, actually. Every so once in a while, Taiwan can really surprise you with stuff like this. And it's kind of got that weird gray area, that off the beaten path bit that I loved so much about living in China. Again, not to compare China and Taiwan politically, which I do all the time. It's not what I'm trying to do. It's just those are the only other 2 countries I've lived in, so that's all I have for reference. But in China, what was so fun is because it's such a developing country and there haven't been enough rules written down, that kind of means you can pretty much do like whatever you fucking want, and that means some crazy shit happens and it can be a lot of fun. It was one of the most fun things I've ever experienced here in Taiwan. It was so spontaneous, it was so crazy, and I think that they should continue this service. I heard rumors that they might discontinue it because of kind of there's sort of some naughty stuff that happened on that train apparently a few years ago. But I think it's one of the most exciting things about living in Taiwan is just stuff like that, that you could just say, hey, train guys, can you just like attach this extra train car to the back of the train and I could just go party for 30 grand? And they're like, yeah, okay. That for me is what makes Taiwan so much fun, and why when people come to visit from Japan or some of these other places that are highly regulated and where rules are rarely broken, they love that about Taiwan. The fact that there's kind of this go out and do crazy shit attitude that it exists here, that it's kind of slowly going away. Because as much fun as that trip was, there were a few stops where the police would come and make sure you weren't having too much fun. And that kind of opens the debate into, is Taiwan boring? Because I sometimes feel that way, where I feel like Taiwanese people are reserved. They're very, I don't want to say restricted, but they're very, very disciplined, which is a good thing, obviously. But I feel like because Taiwanese people spent so much time in school and so much time studying, they kind of got the personality, their individual personality beaten out of them in the educational system. And they weren't able to like get out there and explore new things and break the rules a little bit. And so they're very, but the positive of that is that they're very health conscious. They really care about family. They're not willing to take any risks. They kind of live by the book. Taiwanese people, in comparison to other Asian countries, do not drink that much. They do not go out and party that much. They prefer to spend their day going to work and then going to the temple, praying, taking care of their kids, sending money to their parents, you know, just being good people. But what that means is there's just not a lot there for foreigners to enjoy, because if you want to go and try something new, you're basically going to be left with a bunch of people with a conservative view on family, which again is not a bad thing. I don't know. I guess that's just what I wanted to say. So yeah, fun train though. Thanks, Xiaofei.
Oh, and this video is, of course, sponsored by the Alan and Prazi podcast, which is over on Patreon. We talk about anything and everything, including what is love. Check it out.
We talk about love.
Yeah, I like love. Love is my favorite thing to talk about.
What is it? How long does it last?
7 years.
What's the thing? Like, is it something like, is it a spark? Is it something that both people experience that you just have forever? Or is it something like, okay, you like that person and love happens later once you've had enough experiences to tie yourselves together, and eventually you've got too much history, too much you've done together, you know each other so well.
That's not like, love comes like a wave of like, you will do anything for that person.
I don't know that I've ever felt that before.
Yeah, that's...
But I wonder if it's because I'm too withdrawn. I won't trust anybody by...
You just love them. It's like the other girls I was dating, like, if they don't message me, like, I don't even think about them. Like, they're just ex-girlfriends. But that girl, and even Amor, of course, Amor is different, with William, they pop into your mind occasionally and you're like, oh my god, I fucking love that person so much. Loved.
Right, but how much of that is like grass is greener? Like, I look back at some of my girlfriends and I'm like, wow, I really miss them. I must have loved them and didn't know at the time.
Yeah, but what do you miss about them though?
Don't know.